Today is Friday, the 9th of June, 2017. I'm Keith Warr, and welcome to another episode of Homeless in Titusville. And today I'm being joined by, what is your name, sir?
Jeffrey Nazarian.
Jeffrey Nazarian. And how do you spell your last name?
N as in Nancy, A-Z-A-R-I-A-N. Like the Church of Nazarene is Nazarian. I'm Armenian.
Okay. And how old are you?
I'm 41.
You're 41 years old.
Yeah.
And how long have you been homeless here in Titusville?
I've been homeless in Brevard County for just over a year.
Really?
I just arrived back in Titusville because I got tired of being on the beach. There's a lot of reasons behind that. It's just,
Well, how did you become homeless in the first place? Like, did you lose a job, a house?
No, I was in an RV. I was traveling in an RV. Originally, the idea was to go to North Dakota, but we ended up moving. We went through Virginia, West Virginia, doing a side job. We moved a family from St. Louis to Alabama, a family from Alabama to Georgia, and then we broke down in Georgia. So we went to Florida, where I have some family and where he has some friends. We took the RV down here. We broke down again twice in Florida. And then finally, I basically threw in the towel with Sean. I said, look, the RV is costing me $2,200 between me, the dog, and you. And I said, just drop me off, because when you're in RV life, it gets kind of rough and you feel like you're on a boat. And so that's how I originally got stranded on Cocoa Beach.
So you did this purposefully. This was your lifestyle, to live in an RV. Like, what was the plan? Like,
I was
to
homeless
travel and work?
I was homeless in Maryland and Virginia off and on for 6 years, 7 years. And then basically Sean said, look, if I get you out of there, where do you want to go? You always want to work. And so he picked me up because he got the RV. We went out. We had a good 3 months run. But by the time it was around June 26th, when I said just drop me off, it was because I'm like, I need to get a job and a house and live back here in Titusville. I wanted to actually...
You wanted stability.
Yeah,
you wanted
to
a
get
normal
my
life
back that I had maybe back in 2003 and 2004. I had my own house here in Titusville. I had a 3-bedroom house, a dog, 2 cars, 2 car payments, a girlfriend I broke, but I had a good job. I had 3 good jobs, and I stupidly moved back up north, where things are very expensive and were very hard on me,
right.
And I stuck with it, and I was stuck on the grind, but I kept ending up, basically, even with friends help and stuff, family doesn't always help, but I got homeless several times. I lived in Reston, Virginia, homeless in a homeless camp. I lived in somewhere called The Cage in Hagerstown, Maryland, homeless. I lived Bethesda, Maryland, homeless, all over Maryland.
So why all this homelessness everywhere? Is this like a lifestyle choice that you've made, or?
I had a lot of injuries and a lot of things that happened. I got injured in 2009. I fell 16 feet. My arm was rebuilt. My back is broken in 3 places. So I worked for different contractors, and contractors, a lot of them will treat you like trash, and then eventually they'll break down, or some of them have some kind of bipolar, or they have OCD, or they have some kind of mental issue, so they take it out on their employee because you're young and you're running and you're doing your job. They don't.
So did you get workers' comp? Was this workers' comp?
No,
that you got injured?
When I moved here, I was actually on temporary cash assistance.
So the injury to the arm.
That was after that injury. After the injury, I promised not to box and fight anymore, and I've been punched in the face. I have severe ADHD from blows to the head, so I don't fight people back anymore. Can I fight? Yes. Do I anymore? No, because I promised my surgeon I wouldn't. Am I stronger than ever at 41? Yes, because out on the street, you learn how to adapt to cold, hot, the beach, the wind, the rain, or
it was raining the past 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, you learn to adjust to the different weather climates, and you learn how to just take care of yourself. You got to go and sneak in somewhere you can shave. Sneak in somewhere you can charge your phone.
Right.
Eat at the right food places. Walk to the next church, Try and replace clothes people steal. Usually the homeless don't usually in a camp steal from each other.
Right, generally.
The homeless will steal from you if they see the ability, or if you have money, or if you have the ability to talk so well that they can steal your bike.
Do you have an ID? Do you have a picture ID?
I finally got an ID.
You do?
My ID strictly says, even though at the time I had a temporary address, it says basically lives on the beach near Wilson Lane.
Are you serious? Can I show the camera this? This is too much.
I did live on the beach for the last 50-something days.
Like, literally, your ID says lives on the beach.
Near Wilson Lane. And so,
dude, that's hilarious.
But the laws have changed on the beach, but they can't mess with me and they allow me because they know I clean up after myself and don't cause friends around.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before.
Even the sheriff in Park County would say, they do warn me, Jeff, you got to be Wilson to the pier. But I can't be under the pier because I'm trespassed at the pier. But because of that, they have to let me sleep between Wilson Lane and the pier.
This is hilarious.
The law changed because now they don't want homeless on, and for other reasons. They don't want people distracting people and people that travel. But I am allowed with a blanket and my bags lined up next to me.
So tell me a little bit about your home life. Have you ever been married?
No, I'm not. But
You've never been married?
I do have an 8-year-old daughter.
You have an 8-year-old daughter. Is that the only?
I just talked to her 2 days ago. She turned 8.
Is that the only child you have?
Yeah.
And what's her name?
Her name is Lila.
Lila. And her last name?
We'll just say Lila Nazarian. But
Okay.
they've changed her last name, but we'll just leave it at that.
Okay. And where does she live? She live in Virginia or D.C. or?
She lives in Potomac, Maryland.
Potomac,
She lives in a beautiful house that is paid off, and they're all taken care of. And we've done different things over the years, and I've taken care of voluntary support. I don't have to pay the support because.
Well, how do you pay support if you're homeless and on the street?
What happened was the mother got into some issues. I'm not going to get into that. It's a family issue on their side, and I took care of certain things through family to help out. Whereas there's an understanding. You want to change her name, that's fine, but you can't, drill me on it. So the grandparents basically got a shot to raise another daughter.
When's the last time you saw your daughter in person? Like
right before I left, about 3 days before I left Maryland.
Which is how long
I took
ago?
a walk with her.
A month ago, 6 months, a year?
A year and a month, let's say. A year and 2 months, a year and 3 months. And when I did leave town, I took a walk. She said, "Can we walk?" I said, "Where do you want to walk to?" We took a walk, and she said, "Mommy's not doing so good." I said, "I know." And I said, "When I come back from Florida, if I don't have a suntan and a bunch of money," and I said, "and I'm not as good as a daddy, I don't want you to like me anymore." And she said, "But I love you. You're my daddy." And so she called me a couple days ago on her birthday, and I called her, and I said, "Happy birthday. My phone broke." And she said, "Well, why don't you come home in 9 days and not 10 days? I said, "How about 7 days?" But now I got 6 days.
So you're working your way. You want to get back home, and home is where? Where's home for you?
Home is Montgomery County, Maryland. And it's always been my home. And I went to 9 schools and graduated in Montgomery County, Maryland.
So tell me about your parents, your mom, your dad. Your parents still living?
My dad immigrated from Middle East and helped build the National Zoo, Rock Creek Park, the Metro, and he passed away from Lou Gehrig's disease.
And how about your mother?
My mother is still alive. We don't speak because she wanted to take my daughter, but in the Bible, you don't separate mother from child. And I didn't want to separate the mother at the time, but then there was issues that had happened. But she's still with the grandmother, grandfather, and the mother, basically their family. But I have a best friend, which is the grandmother.
So did your mom see your child or no?
My mom had no daughters. She had 4 boys.
But does she see your daughter? Does she get to see her or no?
She is allowed to see her, but she's giving no effort because she wanted custody. And so it became a big fight. And years ago, a lot of things happened because I changed. But I was a big, back in before 2002, I don't care saying on camera, I used to sell marijuana.
Okay.
And I quit doing it.
Was that the only thing?
Killed one time.
Was that the only thing you were ever into? Were you ever into cocaine or speed or anything?
I was never selling anything. I was into selling. Back then was a lot of marijuana, but I made a choice when my brother died in 2003. He made me promise that I would quit forever, and I quit. So.
And what'd your brother die of? What'd your brother die of?
My brother died of colon cancer.
Colon cancer.
He was a Penn State soccer player, and he died at 31.
Do you have any other brothers or sisters?
My little brother died in a car accident at 16.
Wow.
From speeding with no seatbelt. They thought it was drunk driving. They found out it wasn't. And so I'm in between them, but I have 2 older brothers, and I have a little half-sister. I am a godfather. I have a godson who just graduated high school. I just found out the other day he graduated. Because of me being on the street, it's like embarrassing to people, but I'm not an embarrassing person. I'm stronger than ever.
Does your family, your brothers and sisters, do
My
they
oldest
know
brother
that you're
and me-
homeless? Do they know you're on the street?
They know I'm having a rough time, and they know I've gotten injured over the years, and I've got like 5 discs of broken bones, and had my nose broken. I had a tooth broken out the other day, because sometimes these people out on the street, they get belligerent and they try to like force stuff on you.
And what are you doing for health care? How do you get seen if you're sick or injured? Like, what do you do? Do you have Obamacare?
I'm upset that I left Maryland because I have Medicaid in Maryland, but I've been over here I don't. But they still see you and they treat the homeless, and I've been seen in the medical bus
food stamps? You get food stamps?
I do get food stamps.
You do, and how much do you get a month?
I get $194. I just got it back, and that was a month and a half ago, 2 months ago.
You're pretty lucky.
But I actually lost my card. I have to order a new card.
Okay.
So I don't have my card on me, and I lost my whole wallet. But
and your mailing address for them to send you your card back
would be the church.
I thought it was somewhere by Wilson Avenue
they
on the beach.
The way I got the ID is you have to have an address, but at the same time, they have to give where you will be at. So they don't look for you at your address because you're homeless.
Right.
Even the police in Cocoa Beach, they all know where to find me if I'm in Cocoa Beach. But I relocated. But yes, there is an address, but it would be the church, Our Saviors, that helped me out.
And how about one of those things guys talk about? They call them Obama phones, the free phones from the government. Do you have one of those?
I have plenty of them over the years because of this and that.
But you don't have one now?
No, because I always end up getting a phone. I'll find side work, or I find this, and I had found some side work. This was a good deal on the phone. I didn't expect to get fired because of food poisoning from, I'll just say the Waffle House. I won't say which one.
Okay.
And they wouldn't pay me back for it. And then the day I got fired, they said, no, come back. I was half an hour early. He still fired me. And I said, you know what? Fine. You know, because there's new rules out there and you just want to fire me like this. That's fine. I went right to the Waffle House. They wouldn't pay me for being sick. I was in the ER. The doctors knew I was sick. My hands were shaking. I didn't know when I ordered a double cheeseburger at Waffle House. I'm not knocking their waffles, but I didn't know I'd get sick.
Well, you said you just got out of the hospital. Like, how long ago did you get out of the hospital?
This morning.
This morning. And what were you in the hospital for?
I have severe ADD, and
I noticed that you're like talking. It's like you're talking real fast.
I got my tooth knocked out. And,
okay.
I had to go in the hospital because I shoved the tooth back in, which I'll have to have dental work. But so I'm trying to get back home because I know some family knows some dentist.
Right.
But I'll have to have it locked in and repositioned.
How long were you in the hospital? Like, how many days did you stay there?
When I went in, I had talked to him because I had a lot of bad thoughts. Like, I didn't know if I wanted to hurt the guy that punched me or hurt myself because I feel like such a failure, even though I have 67 credits in college. I wanted to be a paramedic, but being down here and being on the street, everywhere the street is different. And I felt bad, so I went and talked to the doctors, and I said, look, man, I'm having bad thoughts about hurting this guy that hurt me. Yeah. He said the guy that punched you probably will be in here for his hand. And he goes, this and that. But I said, I don't want to turn anybody in. I said, I just want to, I need to take a break. I need to get off the street. So the doctor agreed. He said, I'm calling Circles of Care. We're going to put you in health care right now. They discovered, that, I have borderline bipolar, that I have severe ADD from blows to the head, that at least I walked away. And then they said, okay, we're going to put you in what is called the Baker Act.
So how are you feeling now? Are you depressed? Do you feel okay?
No, I'm all right. In all honesty, maybe I lied. Maybe I wasn't as depressed that night because I'm a very spiritual person, but I was depressed about the whole thing.
Right.
And I needed, by the next day, when I see the people I'm dealing with, and people have emotional and physical, a lot of them homeless in there.
Right.
And physical problems. A lot of people on the street you deal with have physical problems, and you have to adjust to their level. Sometimes giving them clothes. Even I've given them clothes that I got from the church, or I've given them a hand, or I've given them food, or even, let's say, a drink, or whatever it is.
Right.
Because they're out on the street. People don't drink because they're homeless, because they want to be alcoholics.
Right.
You drink because you're bored.
Right.
And you feel
and
bad.
depressed.
And you feel bad. And you don't have anything, and that's, there's so.
And how are you dealing with it? Are you on any kind of medication, or are you drinking to kind of deal with it?
No, I'm supposed to be on several different types of after today, but I've always been on certain types of medications since both my brothers and dad died, and I'm severe ADD. That wasn't diagnosed. I was like 33, 34. And
do you drink? Do you do any illicit drugs?
No. Occasionally, when people offer me, I'll smoke weed. But I don't.
Which isn't a big deal.
I'm
Most
more addicted
people
to cigarettes. I'm not addicted to weed,
right.
And I'm not addicted to drugs on the street. I'm more addicted to waking up with the sunrise, giving my all. When I go to sleep at night, when the sun goes down, I'm tired, but I needed some rest. So I went in there. I had to have some rest, and my goal. Even the lady said, the social worker goes, "You miss your daughter," and I said, basically, I have to get home. When you're out on the streets, you don't want a girlfriend.
Right.
A girl doesn't want to. If you do, good luck, because I've had times where I had a certain girl was with me or whatever. Then you got to try and support both of you, and you're supporting both people. You don't want a pet, you don't want an animal. You have to worry about you.
Right.
Self-sufficient is it's on the beach or whether it's in a camp or whether you're in a tent or you're in the woods, and it's very sad.
So let me ask you this. So you're trying to get some money together. You want to get this bus ticket to get back up to Delaware.
Maryland.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Either way.
What kind of work can you do, or do you do? Like, are you physically able?
Interior, exterior construction.
Like, what kind of stuff? Drywall or? What kind of stuff?
Doesn't matter now. Now with working all the contractors, I've learned everything from soffits to concrete stamping to masonry work to pressure wash painting, interior, exterior. I've even done roofing, commercial roofs. I've done one in commercial roof in Remington's over in Maryland. I've done roofs. I've done probably 10 with different relatives or different people making me work because I'm a laborer. I cannot work a lot of the people out there, and I'm surprised I can jump in and out of the truck. I'm surprised after a fall like that. But now I go 40 feet in the sky. They take videos of me on Facebook and all this other stuff over the years. Yeah, and they're like, Jeff hustles and he does this and that, Right. I go and go and go, but
listen. Okay, so we're about to end this interview, and I'd like to know this. Is there any message that you have for any of your family or friends that were to see this video, or is there anyone you would like me to reach out to for you and let them know about this video? Well, anything you have to say to anybody?
To the Nazarian family, I'm sorry I missed New Year's, but that charge was total false. But I didn't have a choice after that many months incarcerated. I had to plead guilty, but I didn't.
What charge are we talking about?
It was called battery on Lee. They said I turned and punched him, but they couldn't find the witnesses. There was no camera over there on that side of the pier, so I pled guilty. But I did not punch anyone. Actually, in the state of Florida, I haven't punched anyone, even now, and I've been punched actually now.
So you looked for some surveillance video and it wasn't there.
Wasn't there, and the witnesses weren't found. And I had a great attorney, and Heather Kerwin kicked rear end to help me out because I was facing. But I'm sorry I missed New Year's to my family.
Right.
And I did everything that I possibly can be doing. And since rehab in 2009, I changed my life. But being out on the street, and I left Maryland because it got very cold. I got very frustrated with, you go through interviews, you got to wait 2 weeks before you're hired, you got to wait 3 weeks, 4 weeks before you're paid. I'm not trying to do this, but I've worked everywhere from Red Lobster to, I was a head bartender 14 years. I've got the references, that's not the problem.
Right.
But when you got to rewrite your resume, and then they want your address on your resume, and check your credit, well, that's all down at,
And now you don't exactly have a place to take a shower, to show up to work and clean clothes.
And then, so you got to go shower on the beach, or you shower somewhere else, or you find a place to get clean, you jump in some water. It sucks.
Is there anything that you're struggling with right now on the like? Is there any immediate need? Do you have any immediate need for clothing, for shoes, for pants? Like, what's your most immediate need?
I need a bus ticket to get home.
A bus ticket to get home.
Because I have to get my tooth fixed. I have work lined up there, and they've already told me they missed me woodworking with wood floors, or work for my old boss who owned a restaurant, or whatever, and I will have some rent from a guy because he owes me money I loaned him when I got out.
Right.
Because I had some cash assistance left. I loaned it to him. He said, Jeff, you come here. He cried on the other day and said, Jeff, you're my only friend. And he's going through a divorce, and he's going to lose his condo. And he said, you come back here, and you got free rent for a couple months. No problem. With him, no questions asked. I help walk the kids to school. I help take care of everything in all the places I lived in that neighborhood. And he knows it, but he's like very sad about it. So,
well, I'm glad to hear you have a place to go if you're able to get back home, man.
There's several places I can go over there and over here. I don't want to impose on people that I don't know and just trust me. Can I stay? Because a lot of people do trust me, but some of them have moved or whatever. But I have places to go cook.
Well, listen, man. I appreciate you spending a minute with us and let us know who you are, and we'll catch you later.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching,
man. Good luck, and God bless you all. Yeah. All right, man. All right.
Thanks, man.